What's up, everybody, and welcome to another fun episode of America's Best Restaurants. Right now, we are in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, as we're getting ready to take a look at Cafe Alma. And from what I understand, they are really big on Mediterranean eats and Israeli-style foods. I have never had Israeli food before, so I'm really excited. So let's go inside, have some fun, and of course, get to the eat. What you got coming, man?
Oh, well, thank you, Theo. We have the Canadian grilled cheese coming up. One of my favorites. I'm originally from Montreal, and I love some Canadian grilled cheese.
All right, well, who doesn't love grilled cheese? Talk to me about the Canadian grilled cheese. You know, I mean, I've heard of a lot of different kind of grilled cheese. What makes it Canadian?
Honestly, it's all about the maple syrup. Because a grilled cheese, everyone's thinking we're going savory, we're gonna have it with some tomato sauce, however you like it. As time has gone on, we have so many variations of grilled cheese, and we decided to make ours a Canadian grilled cheese. We are primarily a brunch spot. On brunch, we love some little bit of carb, some grilled cheese. Let's add maple syrup to it. So, as you can see right now, this is gonna have layers on top of it. We've got maple syrup. This is pure 100% maple syrup.
Nice.
That is just right now being cooked into the bread, and the cheese are both soaking it up while it's heating on the flat top. And it's fun. It's fun to watch.
I mean, right now, I'm looking at the amount of cheese George just threw on top of that bread. So I already know I'm gonna get my awesome, amazing cheese pool with that delicious ooey gooey la 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 mozzarella. And then on top of that, what kind of bread is that, man?
So our in-house, it's pronounced challah bread. You can say it with me, right? You get
challah bread
from the back of the throat. It's a
challah bread.
Now, not that you have to say it. You can just say challah. That's also totally fine. We're not too picky. But we make that back here in our kitchen, which also has a fully stocked and staffed bakery.
Nice.
I have 2 full-time bakers. Once upon a time, it was just me, and I am so thrilled to have like other people now making the food that I get to pass on that tradition. We make our bread over here. They come in super early. They're braiding it, letting it double risen, punch down, and knotted braid and baked over here. So this is bread that I'm very proud to say, like, our kitchen also has a bakery, and I love it. So finishing it up right over here, how we plate it, it's a heavy app finger food. We'll slice it into like tiny little triangles, plate it very nicely on either boards or plates, and serve it out like that. At the restaurant, it comes at a side, your choice of side. You can have it without, but right now we put a side of fresh fruit because we are talking either breakfast or brunch over here. 2 nicely sliced, thick with cheese, the ooey gooey, and maple syrup with a side of fresh fruit.
Well, the cheese is cheesing right now. There's no other way to put it. The cheese is cheesing. I'm just going for it. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Enjoy.
Holla at your boy! That's a grilled cheese sandwich.
That is a Canadian grilled cheese sandwich. That's what I'm talking about.
First off, I love the balance between the sweet, savory.
Yep.
That challah bread is absolutely delicious. I mean, so much cheese on there. If you're a fan of cheese, that's a home run. I mean, on top of that, when you got that delicious maple syrup, which I can tell that is really quality maple syrup. That's not Pearling Milling Company or whatever they call it today. That is real good maple syrup. The 2 converging on that sandwich, man, especially with that delicious holla at your boy bread. I'm sorry, challah bread.
Challah bread.
That is a home run, man.
Whoever's doing the challah with? Theo, my man.
I appreciate you. Well,
of course.
I'm gonna nibble on this a little more, but you, me, your wife, we about to sit down, have a couple more eats, talk about the history of this awesome place.
So one of the things that really sets us apart at Cafe Alma is that as someone that goes out to look for vegetarian and even vegan options in other restaurants, we're usually kind of just given 1, maybe 2 options. We have a salad and then a quinoa bowl. And in general, that's kind of where it stops. And so to be able to have a full service, specifically brunch restaurant that you can come out and have tons of different vegan and vegetarian options and variations of dishes. This is our blazing Balkan shakshuka that has eggs and cheese, but we can make it with tofu and without cheese. all of our challah is house-made and vegan. Our bagels are vegan. And so we really try and provide lots of options for the vegan vegetarian community, which I think also very much sets us apart as a brunch place that you don't normally find around Cincinnati.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, this is a relatively young restaurant, but you guys have already gotten some recognition from, what was it, competition or something like that?
We did the Yelp brunch battle.
There you go.
That was fun. We were on the news a few times. We've been very, very lucky with the exposure that we've been blessed with here at the cafe.
I love to hear it. Now talk a little about, your place in the community and, how you guys are a place, for people to convene and have a great bite to eat and, what you guys mean to the community, what the community means to you.
I think that we have been so blessed in two regards. The first one is that we decided to open up here in Pleasant Ridge. Pleasant Ridge is an incredibly supportive and uplifting and kind and engaging. Yes, I can't say enough good things about the Pleasant Ridge community. And I think that being able to be a place of gathering in this specific community has been huge for us. And we are forever thankful to all of the businesses and people that have been here to support us here in Pleasant Ridge. And in addition to that, we are obviously members of the Jewish community and I'm born and raised in Cincinnati and have been very involved in the Jewish community. My parents are very, very involved in the Jewish community. And so the second that we opened, it was pretty obvious to the entire Jewish community that we're opening this Israeli style, Jewish style cafe in Cincinnati. And that's also been huge. There aren't a lot of kosher restaurants in Cincinnati. We're one of maybe 5, and a few of those are just ice cream shops. And so having a place for the kosher keeping community is huge, and just for the Jewish community in general.
Definitely. Well, we are glad to be here. We're glad America's Best Restaurants gets to highlight such an awesome place with such amazing people.
It's such an honor to be on the show.
Hey, listen, I'm having a great time chopping it up with you guys, hanging out with your staff. So what am I looking at right here?
This is our rosewater pistachio waffle. Like we were saying, food that is very recognizable. It's an American staple. It's a waffle, but we have to make it our own. So rosewater, pistachio inside the waffle, garnished with roasted pistachios and rose petals. We have our own homemade coconut whipped cream to garnish it with a little mint leaf, and boom. And of course, pure maple syrup.
I love that whipped cream.
Thank you.
That coconut whipped cream, that is so delicious. The pistachios add that extra crunch to it. Mm-hmm. The flavor of the waffle is on point, so fluffy and light, hint of sweet. Yeah. And I already told you before, I really love that maple syrup, that 100% fresh maple syrup. That is a really good dish. If you're a fan of waffles, that is delicious right there. Yes.
Thank you.
Now what we got right here?
Our blazing Balkan shakshuka, which I have to say, I never would have come up with something so brilliant. This is all my beautiful wife over here. It's like, we should have, a blazing Balkan flavor. I was like, okay, so what are we thinking? It's eggplant, roasted eggplant, Kalamata olives, and then obviously feta cheese and chili flakes.
All right, here we go with the shakshuka. That's really good. So the flavor, at first, and it's because it's tomato based, almost reminds me of like a good bolognese. But it's so much more complex because there's so many different other flavors, like the olives going into it, like the poached egg going into it. But like it just tastes like, to me, like a bolognese that's elevated to another level with so many different other flavors. Yeah. That is really tasty. I like that.
It's interesting that you say bolognese because someone actually was telling me that when they are craving like a meaty dish here at Cafe Alma, they go straight for the Blazing Balkan because they're like, this is super meaty. I'm like, okay. But that's interesting that you had the same correlation. Yeah.
Listen, I'm a man of the people. I know what the people like. I know what the people want. And I know what tastes good, and that is delicious. Yair.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for you guys inviting America's Best Restaurants here. We are so glad to be here at Cafe Alma. And honestly, you guys have been absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much
and I are
for
just so
thinking of
thrilled
us.
and everything, and we appreciate, you highlighting just restaurants around the United States, and we are honored to be part of that.
Well, guys, we had a great time here at Cafe Alma. Loved hanging out with Yair and Lainey. I mean, just really cool people. And everybody here was so nice, and the food was delicious. I love that it's a scratch kitchen. I'm sorry, that ooey gooey, la la la, delicious Canadian grilled cheese was off the hook. Everything I had here today was great. So if you're ever in the mood for brunch and you're in the Cincinnati area, I definitely suggest you make your way on over to Cafe Alma. With that said, I'm Theo Williams for America's Best Restaurants. Hope to see you.